here is another time matrix vortex that I just had to endure because people aren't doing it right. They're still not doing it right. They're not hearing me out and they're not letting me finish, but they're assuming everything. That's what hackers are for. They assume what you say and then they put it out there, and whatever the media wants to hear, that's all they want to hear. It's over. That's not the truth anymore. I defeated. You see, Goku took the credit for defeating Frieza because that was the real reality. The real reality was Broly destroyed Frieza when he was a baby, and then he shifted himself into another reality with his father, and that was it. And then he came back to the past to see Vegeta's reality, and then Vegeta's reality was he transformed into a Super Saiyan when he was a child. The moment that Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta, his own planet, you see, I don't have enough blood inside to hold this inside. So I can't keep going on like this because people are not listening to me. They're not understanding what I'm really saying. They're saying, oh, Broly, all that was just fake. That those were just movies. That these are just not real Saiyans. That these Saiyans don't really exist. Monkeys defeated the dragons in the Chinese zodiac, and then they make it look like the Western zodiac, so they put lions to make it the king of the jungle, not the monkeys. When the monkeys have the DNA structure, they know where the places are, where they can have peace within, and then where they can have peace within, and it was in Africa. Africa is where monkeys resided calmly, but then we had people that they didn't understand the situation. That was all that DNA was within the monkey genes, within the monkey atmosphere. And this depending on how is how we could go forward in time and try to get our ancestors to help us, because they're further in time. They're the Pleiadians. They're not humans anymore. They're Pleiadian. Because you moved so far in time that you've had to reside in your REM sleep in another star system, and then you came back trying to keep and maintain the truth that you can maintain. All those the light years, that's blood. That's blood transfusion. That's people's been dealing with. Well, see, when you get traumatized to an extent where fear overcomes, no matter what, overcomes testosterone, no matter what, that means estrogen is not within the blood enough. That means the collective consciousness is not doing it for you. That's why you have to sleep. You have to sleep. And people who do not get enough sleep, they cheat. They get into bodies that they can do whatever they want with them. They don't even know how to treat these bodies. They don't even know how to treat their test subjects until the monkeys first offered their intelligence, and the only way they could offer it to them was by letting Jane Goodall see them do that. These are high-dimensional animals we're talking about. These are diseases that animals came up with first, and not humans. And then humans are going to blame people for coming up with them because fat. Because gluttony, the 7 deadly sins. When people cannot cooperate with each other, they're going to need blood. And they're going to need blood transfusion. You're going to have to be willing to give yourself up to the people in need. And I don't have enough estrogen to go on right now. Not within my system. I don't have enough estrogen. I'm a man, and that's all I could be. That's who I am, and I will not take it. That's it. I had to realize this within myself, and I had to look throughout my own videos. I had to look to myself for guidance and not others. I went to the church to look for guidance. I didn't find any guidance there. I looked for guidance within school. I looked for guidance everywhere, and they tried their best. They're counselors that try their best. They had to get into another reality. They go through time within their REM sleep to solve everyday issues, to keep their own inner truth present, and before the enemy can get to them, get to the real hardcore truth, that's when you move to your planet in your sleep. Because the new earth already exists. Oh yeah, Lucifer already knows about it. Lucifer already knows that the real earth is within the Pleiades and not within this solar system. In fact, I don't even know what the Andromedas think, because they deal with energy. There are a lot of gases, and a lot of gases are sucked up by Saturn, and then gases are literally held within the atmosphere, because that's the fear that they hold inside. So we have to conquer all that fear within the estrogen level that we are. And now I feel like I went into a reality. Now I'm remembering a reality where I did not have any control. They all had control over me. I had to learn exactly what they put me and set forth for me to learn, and I can only do certain things that my blood is able to require me to do, because technology is not as fit as it used to be, because the people that have had the technology used to be, they're the ones that stay on those planets in the Pleiades. They're the ones who stay in the planets of Syria. Those are the planets that we are supposed to stay on, the common people. But look, these truths are just being revealed because they make sense. That's it. It's simply because they make sense. And if you're not going to believe in it, if you're going to keep putting something else in between the knowledge, then you're going to put hate on Lucifer. You're going to put any hate at all on Satan. Then that's you putting it on yourself, because Satan doesn't exist. Lucifer does. Lucifer exists, but Satan is the evil side of yourself that you have to understand. And you have to go through all of your fears. You have to go through all of your fears. I don't know how to hold it in, because I feel that I went through a fear that I shouldn't have gone through. But I'm trying my best. I remember what happened. And there's certain things that I cannot just say. I am in the custody of the loving United States of America. United States of America. Don't think that this is a bad thing. You all live your lives freely the way you want to. All of you. Be yourselves. Do all things that require for you to gain your inner knowledge of truth, even if you have to be black. And I didn't want to say the word black. I wanted to come up with another word, but that word was not introduced to the English language, and I don't know it. Do you expect me to say African American? So the first Africans were monkeys? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And this is what we are, when we can take the monkey gene and the blood transfuse monkeys and humans to make them look like, have a good amount of testosterone to live freely in Africa? Like what? So we're trying to protect the monkeys here, and only the monkeys, because the monkeys know how to protect the ecosystem. Now, where did that come from? Did it come from here, or did it come from the Pleiades? Did it copy that information from the Pleiades, or did it copy that information here? Who gave them that information? It was the Pleiades. Who gave them the information of even that? Also, it was Sirius. Who gave them the information for that? Andromeda. Andromeda is just filled with gas. It's just gas particles all going around, don't even know where to go. There's the nearest galaxy, furthest away, the furthest away galaxy known to. I forgot its name. See, that information was kept from me. That was wrong. And now I feel that I've just went through so many lives just now. In one sleep, one slumber, I feel that I went through so many lives, because my body couldn't take it anymore. I transformed. Except I had to forget all about what I did about the astral realm. I had to forget everything that I did in the astral realm all over again into one day. And this happens every day. It's my blood within the atmosphere. Testosterone is literally given out in the atmosphere, out to everyone, people, all the people that want to take advantage of people, all the people that want to do evil, that want to do wrong. My testosterone literally goes out to them. They take it because they need it. It's them, their holy being. These nations aren't These nations are not nations for no reason alone. No, pilgrims came from Europe, and Europe knew the case. They knew where it was going, because Europe came from Egypt, and Egypt came from Babylonia, and Babylonia came from the Illuminati. Once ancient Samaria understood the text of writing, they understood the text of how monkeys thought. So if we didn't use the Galactic Federation of Light, we would have ended up killing ourselves, because monkeys literally turned into giant great apes, and literally they were able to destroy whatever they wanted to destroy. They were able to do with the earth however they wanted to do with it, because they knew when they were getting abused. When they were getting abused, they sucked up the power, and then they used the future. There were some monkeys that knew how to do this. They were the Nakals, and then they became humans a lot faster than other monkeys, and then they called it a species. And then within these species, there were five, I'm gonna have to say six. There were 6 types of species. These were the only types of species that were gonna survive. And then these monkeys had it in their DNA to do that, because they were able to shift time so much, to the point where they were able to go to the future to get DNA samples. And in the beings that are taking care of us from unrighteousness, there's 3 beings. You can't put one in it, because one is the reality of it. You can't see yourself as the highest. You forgot how you did it in the astral realm. That's why you couldn't do it in the real realm. Relax. Relax. I'm telling myself to relax, because my estrogen, my testosterone level needs to understand certain things. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. Everyone wants to steal something from everyone. And you cannot hold in your memories. You cannot hold in your thoughts if you are not required it by a legendary monkey. One monkey had to have reached Christ consciousness in order to do this. One monkey already did it. We will not take that monkey's DNA and make him suffer any longer, because one monkey did it and formed his own civilization. He literally was able to tap into the future and give himself superpowers and turn into a great ape in order to force himself on the big animals, like the T-Rexes, like the super crocs that like to come out of the water out of nowhere and just kill and not let you use that water anymore, because the super crocs were their ecosystem was based on the ocean, on the big ocean, because they were that big. But T-Rexes, they're more like rivers and subtle areas where monkeys, they weren't able to save themselves. So they literally used other dinosaurs to run, and once the dinosaurs ran, they knew where to run to. They knew the hiding spots because they literally planned it. It was by the legendary super monkey in those times that understood how to do those things, and then all the other monkeys started following, and then hence we learned how to survive. There is only 6 species that managed to do this. One species was by the help of God. God helped animals before he helped man. Remember that. And then Adam and Eve were able to exist. But before I get into that, I'm going to get into the 3, because it had to be a trinity. There had to be 3 different monkeys within 3 different timelines. There was the legendary super monkey, within the first timeline. Then there's the legendary monkey within the real time, and then there's the monkey that's within the astral time. Now the one with the astral time is the one that exists. Its real planet is on Pleiades, which means these are the beings that are willing to go. They come from there are monkeys from the future that come from the past, that they offer themselves up to die for the monkeys to survive. And then the monkeys that survived were called the Nacals. The Nacals were the real monkeys. These monkeys were able to shapeshift. Monkeys were able to shapeshift before dinosaurs were, and we're gonna have to understand this for a fact. Dinosaurs are really meant from the dragon realms. They are the consciousnesses that don't know how to hold back. They need food to survive, and the vegetables that they ate, another race already ate it. They used to be omnivores. Everyone used to be abundant with infinite amount of food on this earth, Mother Gaia, within the third dimension. But we, right, as of now, I imagine us within the fourth dimension. So right now we did it. This is the time. It only takes a day for in your REM sleep to go into the future, to the Pleiades, and then come back a new person, which means within your REM sleep you witness all the time within one lack of a decision, which means the only thing you have is your intuition. And if your intuition does not help you, then you are forced to witness a grueling, hateful reality for the rest of your life. And until you can conquer all of these experiences within one lifetime, that is the real time. That is the reality of time. Until you are able to conquer your own karma, because we've gotten to a point where we mix DNA from both a reptile and a monkey to understand the truth. Monkeys had fur. Believe it, monkeys had fur. T-Rexes did not. This is what we are. Look at your flesh. This is mixed breeds from the legendary monkeys to T-Rexes that did not know how to defend themselves. These were the T-Rexes that got raped. These were the estrogen T-Rexes. The T-Rexes that reality didn't really care much about the time, and the reality they did not know how to deal with it. So then Galactic Federation of Light went to the future, and then they try to fix the past somehow, and that was the only way to fix it, through Lucifer. Lucifer is not bad. Satan is evil, and Satan uses Lucifer's name, and that's evil. I don't know how to put it. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to put it. I feel blood. I feel blood filtering my body now. And now when estrogen has an inner peace, estrogen is able to conquer. It is estrogen because it was in the golden age. It was the golden age. That it was one loop. Alright, yeah, there's 3 loops. Alright, there's 3 loops. There's the monkey age, the T-Rex age, and there's one other age, but I remembered it in my head, but my estrogen level did not allow me to comprehend it, because I'm using every ounce of my manly being to take this understanding, to transcend this fear that my viewers have, this fear that my viewers won't let me continue, because I have to explain these little things first to explain these big things, and I cannot get to those big things yet. And trust me, America has been taking advantage of that. They've been taking it because this is the right timeline. They don't want to disturb the right timeline. But once one being reaches Christ consciousness, that's it. Jesus Christ was the one. It was Jesus Christ, and if you will not admit it, he'll come back at you. You have to admit it. You have to understand how to admit it, because if you do not admit it, then things will go absolutely wrong. You cannot admit that you've done something that Jesus Christ did, because that was Jesus Christ's life. You cannot take Jesus Christ's life and then apply it to yourself and then take his own power. No, you have to reach your own ascended consciousness, your own ascended truth, because back then you were a monkey. Back then you were a T-Rex. Back then, alright, let me progress. I'm gonna progress a little bit further here. See, you're all the way down here, I'm still up here. See, the reptilians. There's only one race of monkeys that survived the comet, and then there's only 3 races that survived. There's 3 races that survived the comet of the reptilians. See, there's only monkeys that survived and reptilians that survived, and that was it. Just monkeys and reptilians. No matter how much of an animal they were, they all reached Christ consciousness, all of them. This used to be their planet, but now their planet is up in Pleiades in Syria. Their planets are up there. That's their realities. You know, they went through that, you know, for their own reasons. That's what they went through. And the beings who reached Christ consciousness now there's one Christ consciousness that it was not perfect enough. And then there's another Christ consciousness that wasn't perfect enough, but it took 3 perfect Christ consciousness beings within one reality to shift the consciousness and wipe it all out with solar flares. This is a technique by I'm gonna have to say the Illuminati, so that people can live in specific timelines that they want to live in. Like, I have memories that I've been up aboard those ships for years, and my body, flesh, and everything stayed completely the same, as if they preserved my mentality and then wiped off the face of the earth and then left it to me to use some philosophy or whatever. And the thing is, this all happened in 3 weeks within REM sleep. It was all within 3 weeks that I experienced my worst fears within REM sleep, because REM sleep is when you don't want to experience those fears. You've got so many beings already that experienced those fears back in the days when T-Rexes were killing vegetarians. I'ma just say vegetarians or omnivores or whatever. They were killing them because they took their food, and that's all they had to eat. So they had to look for another being that ate their food so that they can get the gratification within their heart of righteousness, so that they can have strength to satisfy their estrogen level. I mean, the T-Rexes were happy, but they were also alone. There are some T-Rexes that lived within a family, a pack, and these were called the raptors. The raptors reached a Christ consciousness right after the monkeys did, because the monkeys were trying to tamper with the DNA of T-Rexes, and then they gave T-Rex an ego-like mentality, because they knew they wouldn't survive without him. And then we're here calling them evil. We're here calling them, you know, we call the reptilians whatever you want to call them. Just call them Lizzies, because they're not serious. You know, whenever they make a joke or something that makes you feel bad, they are not serious. They're not. So I wake up this morning, I feel drained. I feel like the computer's been on the whole time. I feel like there's been hackers all over the computer. I have memories of these hackers. I have memories of these sites that I've been on. I have memories of what happened and with what happened with the Galactic Federation of Light. These galactic beings, they know me. They know my light. They know my intentions and intuition. I had to give that up within this time. I had to give it all up within this time. So that the mass media, it's just the mass media for now though. That's it, the mass media. But I know what I went through in my REM sleep, and for me to grasp all that, I have to accept the reality that every being just now on the planet Earth, this is my time, not theirs. This is my timeline. And if you're not gonna want to accept it, then you're gonna go onto your own timeline. Because I consider my timeline as unrighteous, which means dark people got away with it. That's right. Dark people got away with a lot of things that people with intuition could not comprehend. There's a fourth eye. There's a fourth eye right above the third eye. It's within, it's also connected to the third eye. But people with that power, it's so small that you can't really see it, but it's still there because it'll give you that exact intuition that you need with your blood, because your blood is what transfers your testosterone to your estrogen, and when you can't handle anymore, everything moves to your estrogen level. So and then you wanna like call them gay or something. It doesn't work that way. No man is gay. Men are not structured to be gay. They'll let themselves be gay if they have too much fear in their hearts. But men are not supposed to be gay. Women are supposed to be women. Men are supposed to be men. And that's the bottom line. But there was one monkey that reached Christ consciousness, and that monkey got into a pact with all the monkeys of the world and stated that if there's going to be a male monkey that feels evil coming from my heart, then I'm going to let a gay monkey rape him. What does that say to you? So that their wives can be free. There were king monkeys that knew how to deal with situations. They knew how to survive. They knew the right hiding spots. It was the monkeys, not the reptilians. But the reptilians are able to take advantage of it because that's their technology. We are these monkeys. This is no longer the third dimension. We're in the fourth dimension right now, and people don't know it. Since people are living in lies right now, they're deceiving themselves. Reality had to go back in time again, make me go through my worst fears within my REM sleep, and they had to get me to recuperate. And don't think I don't remember those memories, because I remember the blood transfusions that you did to me. There's certain things that I'm just not meant to talk about. Thank you for listening. Namaste.